Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the SPADS Podcast. We've got a full team tonight. Mr. Goebel has graced us with his presence.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen, so the first podcast went all right. It was better received than we thought.
The response has been epic, I think. People I've spoken to, they've enjoyed it.
And you weren't even on it and they still enjoyed it.
That's why they enjoyed
It's
it.
all downhill from here.
Yeah, these arrived.
And Dave, you got some feedback as well.
Yeah, people were very, very surprised that I'm doing something like this.
Yeah.
I'm not a talker normally. I just sit back and listen.
No, yeah, you got the personality of a vegetable. Yeah, exactly. And you had some pearls of wisdom last week as well, which was very interesting.
Yeah, hopefully I can bring you some more pearls of wisdom today.
David, a.k.a. Michael Owen Pope.
Can you make these ones worthwhile, Dave?
Everything's worthwhile, I say. Everything worthwhile.
Also, we did get a bit of criticism from some of your friends of the feedback. We didn't talk about the Premier League.
Yeah, but it's not topical at the moment. Premier League's not on. World Cup. Premier League can be
Weekly podcast.
Look at that, Dave just back at him like that, just not taking it.
The only thing just to think is Pope's friends that was giving him grief. Everyone else was fine, but people already giving Pope stick.
But, Arsenal fan. That's what explains it all.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we've just finished the England game. We're now through, top of the group. Was it USA that went through?
Yeah, USA went through.
Yeah, I'm not
USA.
sure what the final result was.
Well,
USA wrong.
It
Did
was
they?
1-0 last time I looked, and nothing changed, hopefully.
Shall we check now so we're not talking complete rubbish?
Yeah, we'll check in the middle of the chat.
It's only Dave that goes on his phone through the podcast anyway.
So, yeah, exactly.
No
He's
one
normally
else.
got to send a photo to his wife. First of all,
Everyone.
boys, what do we think of... Let's talk quickly about the USA game. 0-0, that was on Friday. What was our thoughts of it and the performance, etc.?
Of the USA game?
Of the USA game, first of all.
Drab. Very, very drab.
Yeah, that's a good sum up for it.
Defensively, we looked sound, though. So one part of the game was good, but the rest of it was awful.
They just look like they just sat there not wanting to go forward at all. Just boring, pass it around. Not sloppy, solid, but just boring.
Just awful, wasn't it?
Do you not think like England is if they expected USA to just come out and that's why they played like it and USA didn't?
Yeah, I think that's why they played the way they did.
Yeah.
Thinking athleticism, they're just going to come at us, and they didn't.
Yeah.
But we still played that same, this is how we have to play.
Do you not feel we played like that a bit the first half today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
it not started that. We didn't start it at first, but literally about 10-15 minutes in, then it started to go, here we go, again.
But again, it was controlled, knowing they're going to come at us, and then pick the pockets, wear them out a bit, and it showed second half. You know where the pockets are, we've worn them out, let's go get them.
Again,
And we did.
Defensively, we were sound again. We didn't concede. Pearls of wisdom.
Is it?
If you don't
But
concede,
defensively
you don't lose,
sound,
do you?
are we not talking about we've been defensively sound against Iran, USA
Well, we let two in
and
against
Wales?
We let two in against Iran.
Exactly.
So we weren't defensively sound then. I didn't say we were there. But the last two games, 2 clean sheets, you don't lose if you don't concede, do you?
No.
That's not a bad bit of wisdom there, Dave, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
So do you think defensively we're looking good for the tournament, first of all?
Yeah, I think so. I think defensively we are looking a bit more short. I'm not really fan. I don't feel as nervous when it's at the back now. Maguire and Stones do look pretty on the same wavelength, which looks better. Well, Pickford is always good for England.
Always got an accident waiting to happen, Pickford, though.
Yeah,
he makes me
But we
nervous.
also need to
Not
be
for
tested.
England.
Have
No.
we been tested yet?
No, we haven't.
No, not at all.
You
Not
get
at all.
Spain, Germany,
Brazil.
even Netherlands, anyone coming at you, then we need a proper
if
test.
you listen-
And we've got, what was it, Senegal next?
Senegal, yeah.
Senegal next.
Still,
Yeah.
I don't personally think that's a test, personally.
No,
But
no.
we'll see.
Well, we'll see after the result of it. Obviously, second half was much better. The Rashford goal, good free kick.
Sublime
Bad-
freak.
Great.
What, sublime? Is it,
No,
did you
I
not
think
think it was
shocking
Paul-
keeping, but it was
yeah,
great.
okay, that's good. I'm glad it
great
wasn't only me that thought that.
Oh,
Yeah, he
awful
took
goal.
a step the wrong way to start with,
Yeah.
and then he put himself in bother. But it was still, he knew what he wanted to do and put it where he wanted to put it. And
Good strike. Has Rashford impressed you so far this tournament from the bit he's played?
yeah, he's carried on from his league form, which has been good.
Oh, he's a good player for
Saying
England.
that as a
to be
United
fair.
fan, but yeah, he's playing with a smile on his face, which is
Yeah.
he's always played his best football with a smile on his face. So.
And he started Foden today, which he hadn't done beforehand. Do we think that was a good move?
Yeah, I think you got to try something a bit different. Foden is probably one of our most natural gifted players. You know, his talent is raw.
Not most, he is, without a doubt, the most talented player on the field.
That's interesting. You think he's the most
naturally
talented?
gifted? Ball
Yeah.
at his feet.
You think the same thing?
Him and Bellingham are just Jude Bellingham. Them two, really, they should be the first. I mean, for our midfield for the next 10 years. I mean, probably a little bit longer. Them two, I mean, they're incredible. They're so talented.
Do you think Bellingham's played well apart from the first game? He played really well in the first game. USA game,
He was quiet tonight.
I think,
he was pulled
good.
off on the USA game.
Yeah, I think he looks quite good with Henderson. Not so much today.
Well, he's come to Liverpool.
Who? Bellingham.
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately.
We can't afford it.
I think them two, I think Foden and I think they're so talented. And unfortunately, we just got to get them. They've got to be playing like that for England, but obviously it's the formation we've got to get right. Because obviously it's like with Trent. Yes, I know defensively he's not that, but unfortunately England don't play. We've said this before, haven't we, Dave? England don't play that formation to get the best out of Trent. But I think with Bellingham and Foden, I think hopefully over the next few years we can, because let's be honest, they're class.
Yeah. And Dave, who do you think is the most talented person in? And if you say Trent Alexander, I'm going to beat you to death with this chair.
Or Henderson.
Or Henderson. Yeah, I'm going to.
Well, James Milner? No. I think Foden, hands down. I think, he can run the ball, use both feet, take players on, and he can even defend a little bit as well. He's not just out and out attack. I think, maybe he needs to put a few pounds on, get a bit bulkier. But yeah,
I can help him out in that department if he wants to.
He'll lose his speed and stuff then, won't he? I think.
But
I don't know. I've retained my speed, so it is possible.
Sloth 1 and Sloth 2.
I'm built for comfort, not for speed.
Yeah, he's our Messi. I think. Yeah.
Christ, he's our Messi.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, bold statement, bold statement. But overall, we happy with the performance? Are we feeling confident going into the next round? Are we sitting there saying this is it, it's coming home?
Shall we be honest? We're England fans. We're never confident.
No. Do you know what though? I felt deflated at the start of the tournament. 6-2 Iran. I was like, this is it. We're amazing. And then USA, it was like, yeah, there we are.
Yeah,
there's England
again. First half today, we go. Okay, here we go again.
Do you not think the World Cup 2018, it started sort of, it was a little bit sort of stagnated then, and then as the competition grew on, we sort of got more into it and started to play better and getting results, didn't we? So,
if I'm honest, I can't remember yesterday, let alone 2018. But I'll take your word for it. You said it with confidence. You said it was.
No.
What do we think of the lineup? So we went 4-3-3. Is that the preferred performance for us? Do we think that's the England formation?
I genuinely don't think formation matters as long as you have the right players on the pitch at the time for the formation you're playing.
Okay, but if you're Gareth Southgate, League Oval, what is the team you put out against Senegal whenever they play Senegal?
Probably same as today, but replace Henderson for Saka.
Okay.
But then who would?
So what, you drop Foden back into the...
Yeah.
Not up on the...
Or Bellingham
drop him back because he can go and do what he likes anyway. He's got free reign to do what he wants anyway.
Okay. Kev?
yeah, I don't think we need to do the 5 at the back with a wing back. I thought today it's good to see Kyle Walker back because I was a bit concerned that he wouldn't play that much.
How do you think he played?
Quiet, I thought.
Yeah, but
Average.
did you see him with did you like his little run with Dan James? They had a little sprint and he beat him. I like that.
But that's all he can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's all he
don't
does.
know,
No,
I
he's no. I really like Kyle Walker. I think he's a very good player. I don't think he showed much today, but then he didn't have to, I suppose.
But it was good to see him back on the pitch, and he got, he didn't get like a 10-minute cameo. It's good to see him back on the pitch because, let's be honest, the further you get in the tournament, he is a player that you want to rely on. But no, I think 4 at the back, and we don't need to play the 5 at the back for ages. But I think depending on how if you do the 5 at the back, you've got to have, I think we've got the good mix of squad that can play different roles, because that's the important thing. It's all right playing 5 at the back or 4, but you need the players to can play in those different formations.
Okay, so you'd go Pickford. Who would you go right back? Walker, Trent, or Trippier?
I'd give Trippier a game. Keep everyone fresh.
Well, I think Walker.
Trippier's had 2 games, hasn't he?
Walker's got the pace, and with Stones and Maguire at the back, they're great old school centre half, but if they get someone with a bit of pace, they're fucked.
Yeah.
but Trippier's quite quick.
Okay, so you go Trippier at the back. You have your sound in a minute, Mr. Pope. You just calm yourself over here. Who would you go in midfield?
Oh, that's a big question. It's not really been.
If you could hurry up, would be good.
Someone want to go to bed tonight.
Yeah.
So we stick with Foden because he's actually started this game. So we'd stick with Foden, and I'll probably say.
So you playing Foden in midfield because they played him up front in a 3 today.
Yes, but
so you're like Goble, you'd play him in midfield.
I liked how Rashford played today with Kane, and I think that could be a bit of a.
So you go more 4-4-2.
Yeah,
very.
but then
English.
Rashford can come back and go onto the wings a bit. He's a bit of a utility, isn't he?
Okay, and who would you play in the middle? Hendo in.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with him safe.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because you're playing Senegal, so they quite like a bit of a battle, don't they? So
There was something the commentator said midway through that Jordan Henderson is an unsung hero, and he's great because he runs around and shouts a lot.
Yeah, he's one of them players who motivates youngsters. He gets the team organised. He drives. Yeah, he's not going to, be a wealthy.
Unsung hero.
Yeah, he is.
Really?
I love Hendo.
He's not going to win.
It's
you a
really
game,
weird,
is
isn't
he?
it?
Let's be honest.
Unsung hero. I mean, it is such a statement.
It's because Fergie, your old manager, didn't think he could be a football player. And
said about his running, didn't he?
Yeah.
But to clear that up, what he said, because even Ferguson cleared this up. He said, "I never said he could run. He couldn't run, but what he said is the way
He's
he runs
shit, is what he said.
No, but he said the way that he runs could cause problems later on down in his career, and he won't get to like his 30s because he. And to be fair, let's be honest, he had some bad injuries, and that's what the whole thing was. That
So how old is he now?
71.
it's not James Milner.
So Ferguson was wrong.
Yeah,
That's
but,
with that,
Let's
for
be
sure,
honest.
I would say.
Do you ever
Let's be honest,
see
we've done all
Henderson
right.
in the headlines? No.
No. No, I don't think he's an unsung hero. I think he's bang average.
Very
but then
solid.
He's a bit marmite, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
really-
just solid.
just
He's
think-
solid. There's
really
nothing
do-
exciting. He does what he's there to do.
Yeah.
he's the Dave Pope of
Really?
yeah,
That bad?
just lacks personality.
I'm
Just
not even
sort of-
sure he's that interesting, to be honest. I meant Dave.
Only joking, Dave. Only joking.
I'm just see you later with that chaps, all right?
Um,
the rest of the podcast.
So who would you go at the back? What would be your lineup against Senegal? Who would you pick?
I would probably stay with the back four we started with today.
So you go Walker, Stones,
Yeah.
Maguire, Shaw.
Yeah, because it's quite solid. Potentially, maybe drop Henderson.
What? Sorry, Dave. Say that again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right there.
He's getting on a bit. He can't play. Two
I thought he
games
was an
back.
unsung hero a
He
minute
is,
ago.
but I think maybe even bring Mason Mount in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Drop Bellingham back with Rice and
Yeah.
put Mount, Foden, and
Would you go Rashford?
probably Saka.
Saka?
Because I think Rashford's good, but I don't like him. He should be just I just don't like him. I just don't think he's as good as what he makes out and everybody thinks. I think Saka is a better player.
What, the Rashford?
Yeah, 100%.
Did you see him today?
But he scored.
Saka was on the bench.
Saka was on the bench. Rashford scored a free kick that.
He looked pretty lively, though.
A decent goalkeeper would save. The second goal, I can't remember, so it can't be that good.
Ben
That's just
Ben
memory.
Davis lost the
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah.
No, that was a good goal.
Square.
That's-
Yeah,
was
poor
stra-
defending,
It was straight.
That
at
was
the
good goal.
It was
Nuts.
crap goalkeeping. It was straight at the goalkeeper, and he hit on his foot and went through his own legs.
Be on
So,
Soccer AM on Saturday.
poor goalkeeping.
Yeah.
So he's got two
You
lucky
really
goals.
don't rate Rashford, really?
No, I don't.
Do you not think he's been in good form recently?
It's only
though?
because he's a Liverpool fan.
No.
That's all.
Yeah.
No.
Jealous, isn't it?
I want Shaw at left back. He might have been in good form, but he just doesn't seem to like. Whereas Saka, I think he takes players on better. Rashford just runs into people. He hasn't got pure.
I think it's an argument for. I think it's a decent argument.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a good argument,
It's been good in the Iran game. Rashford, I think, would be a good impact player coming in, but so would Saka the other way. I think either or you can interchange those two.
You got to come on league form as well. Saka's coming off an amazing league form, just willing to go. And Rashford's just starting to find his form again, so he's like, okay, maybe he's a bit unsure in places. Game time will bring him that anyway.
I just wish he was a bit more clinical at times, Rashford.
That's where he whacks
But again,
it.
I think that comes down to previous history and league form.
And what about yourself, Kev? Who do you think?
No, I probably wouldn't make the team, Dave. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'd probably leave.
Big fat forward.
I'd probably leave me at Big Duncan Ferguson up the front.
You'd do all right filling the goal.
I'd just stick that up front. I'd probably go with the back four we had today. I know we've looked solid. Stones and Maguire worry me in the middle, pace-wise, as we said. Although Stones can shift a little bit, but But then I think it's the best we've got. Again, I would probably go with Mount. I probably wouldn't put Hendo in. Yeah. I'd put Hendo in the coach and send him back again. And I'd possibly go with Foden, Saka or Rashford. I think you could interchange. I think it's a different. We need Harry Kane to show up. I don't think he's done a great deal so far.
But the Euros, he didn't score until
no, he didn't, 16,
did he? So,
no. But he's always going to give you a chance, isn't he? He's always.
I like.
He created the second.
I like the Wilson play today.
Yeah, he did. I
like Wilson. I think he's a good player, and I think it's good.
It's nice to have a positive replacement for Kane there at the minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone else coming on, and you don't have to worry who's coming on.
I think you could make. Sorry to interrupt, but I think with that, if Kane's not playing, I think there's quite a few combinations there with Wilson and Rashford, Saka, and there's nice mixture there. Mm-hmm. That's a good balance. And you couldn't just tell.
Man City all over and play no number 9.
Yeah,
you could do Spain at the moment.
I'll tell you who I would have liked to see come on today. I would like to see Conor Gallagher come on today.
Yeah.
I think he is very good. I think he would do well in there, and I'd like to have seen him get some minutes today. But yeah, I think he's one to watch. But yeah, so be interesting. What do we rate our chances? Where do we think we're going to get?
I think
personally,
need to
look at the draw before
we should be beating Senegal.
Okay, and then is that into the quarters after that?
It's quarters after that, and I think is it France potentially we get? Is it in the quarters? They're looking shit hot,
and they even hit full good speed, have they?
So many
Mbappe on the left. We're going to have to play Walker there because Trent won't be able to defend against him.
No,
I don't think Trippier will
defend.
He can defend a little bit. But yeah, I think
one game a season,
one game more
from the halfway line.
I think we'll get quarters, and I think we'll be lucky if we get any further.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah, I think beat Senegal because that's you have to. Excuse me.
We're going to beat the game. You have to beat someone.
Nearly swallowed that, Mike.
But I wouldn't want to play Brazil or France, to be fair.
If you can get on the front foot against Brazil,
I don't know.
They've been very mediocre.
Yeah, but they're older players. I mean, Thiago.
They've got a great goalkeeper, haven't they?
Which one?
Brazil. Obviously, the number one.
They got 2, haven't they?
They got the number one who plays every game.
Oh,
remember you're talking to a Liverpool fan.
I know.
Here,
that's why I kept saying it. That's why I kept saying it.
The best centre midfielder on the bench as well for Brazil.
Who, Anthony? I know he's a winger, isn't he?
Who's that?
Fabinho.
This isn't the Liverpool show.
No, it's
he's got the red hat. He's got the red hat for the Liverpool. Didn't he?
Sponsored by FSG.
Liverpool on it? No.
Mr. Goebel, how far do you think? Quarters, we going all the way?
It's going to be our big test. Then we'll go from there.
Okay, so quarters, you think?
The way they've played, I think we might struggle.
Is that who we play? Do we?
Massively.
If we both win our game?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Honestly, if this was a proper podcast, we'd have done the research for coming on there.
Yeah.
Or we didn't. We just basically rolled in from the football game and sat down. So we don't.
But that's not been decided yet, anyway, is it? Because they haven't played.
Yeah.
So there you go. I bailed you out on the research.
That's why we didn't. Yeah, well, we didn't because
we just don't know.
We don't 100%. We don't 100% know for sure. Dave, how far? Did I come to you already?
Yeah, you're already on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, how far?
I've done Kev. I've done everyone.
Me. You're Kev as well.
Do you know what? I think if we play like we did against USA against Senegal, I think we're in trouble against Senegal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because
they have a lot of passion. Those teams, don't they?
Yeah.
pace and everything. Yeah,
But they have run themselves ragged the last couple of games.
Yeah.
But again, the African teams always play very well. Always run themselves ragged, to be fair.
It will be interesting to see what happens. But okay, so that's the wrapped up for that. Well, we did say we'd talk about the golf chat. There's nothing to report on golf this week because none of us played.
None of us have played. I've not played for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't play this
4.
week.
I didn't play, and it's bad because I had to do a tip run. Emptied the loft. No, what did I do in the loft? I did all these things. I did all these things around.
Is that
the
where a
house.
dungeon is?
Yeah,
got the play.
There's
So
now
I
a
need to
light in
play-
the loft.
I need to play golf on the Sunday. It was nice being at home. Got loads of stuff done, but yeah, it was a bit weird.
I like the way you just heard that in the end there. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's nice being at home. Honestly, Kevin.
No, it was, to be
Yeah, no,
fair.
that's fine. Yeah, no, it was lovely.
Decorations are up and everything, so it's good.
Well done.
And so none of us played golf. We went to the range on Thursday, and I don't know if you want to talk about who won the chipping contest this week.
I didn't
So
go
for
to-
context, we go to the range Thursday. Me,
These 3.
Kev, and Dave. Lee doesn't because Lee doesn't.
Daisy goes to swimming.
Lee doesn't. No, just a family arrangement. So we just can't get there. So we tend to go on a Thursday. We have had an appearance once or twice from Mr. Goebel. But basically, we get a bucket of balls. The last 15 balls we save for the end for a chipping contest. We pick different targets. We throw a massive amount of money into the pot about every week. And whoever gets the most points walks away with the pot of money. And who won it this week?
This week, you mean last week? Because we haven't played
Well,
this week.
last week, yeah.
You did, Kev.
It was me,
Yeah.
yes. So,
But some very good shots.
no, we played
There
well.
was some really good shots.
I'm going to put a graphic on here. We're going to run a league of how many people.
Just going to interject. I've been once and won one.
I was just about to say that, actually. I was just about to say the only time Mr. Goebel came, he won.
don't remember
Undefeated.
Well, we let him win, but
It was your birthday, Dave.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that.
it was.
Yeah, I don't remember. Nah.
So yes, there's not really much to talk about in terms of the golf.
There was a very mediocre PGA tournament stroke DP World Tour.
Do you know what?
in
I didn't
Australia.
watch any of it.
Nor did I.
Okay, good. So we won't talk about it then.
No.
Cut that.
Why bring it up then?
That's the end of the golf chat. Now,
Good night.
so we have a specialist sports. Lee follows the golf more than anybody else. I think Kev probably follows football, the wider football, than most of us, probably outside the Premier League and that kind of stuff. Mine's boxing, and Dave, you're the cricket correspondent.
I am.
And just before coming on air, I said to you, England versus Pakistan test this week starts on Thursday. What do you think about that? And your response was?
Didn't know they were playing.
Playing.
Only a very historical tournament, Dave.
It's not a tournament.
Well done,
Well, a
cricket.
test.
It's a test
Test tournament. It's just a different word, Dave.
Yeah.
No,
Probably-
it's not. No.
It's still not a sport if you
It's just
play it for
more
5
to-
days and it ends in a draw.
Well, anyway, it's a great sport, and I'll try and watch some.
So, any views on?
So
Apparently, it's the
good.
first time
That's
they've
happening.
gone to Pakistan for a test since 17 years.
17 years, yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
No, me either. Good.
Terrorist-
So once again,
terrorist
members need
attack,
to do
wasn't
more
it, on the bus?
research.
Was that what it was?
Yeah,
What was
that's
it,
why
sorry?
they've not been.
Oh, okay, yeah, the terrorist attack on the. But I remember that. Was that 17 years ago?
If that's what they're saying.
Jesus, if that's what it is, we're old. I don't follow cricket. I don't like cricket. What's our chances, Dave?
But you love it.
What's our chances?
Well, it's like any sport, innit? Yeah. You might win.
Here we go.
You might lose.
Here we go,
But
Michael
you
Owen.
You can get a draw on it.
Are we not number one test team in the world?
No, we're not. No.
Oh no.
Who is?
You should know this, Dave. Come
don't know, but I know it's not us. I think it might be India.
Okay, good.
I might be wrong, but you know.
Did we beat them in the T20?
Yeah,
I know it's different, but
yeah, it's different. Yeah, we won T20, but it's two different
I was
formats. Well,
just
three different
confirming whether
formats,
it was
isn't it?
T20
You've got
over.
T20, you've got the 50 over, and you've got the test. Yeah.
Do you watch them ones, Dave, or not?
What, the 50 over and the T20?
Any
other
And the
cricket?
test. Yeah.
do you know anything
watch
about
it.
any of
Oh,
them?
you watch them?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're world champions in two of them.
he does
Are
watch
we?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won the T20. I know that.
T20 and 50 overs, we're world champions. So, yeah.
You obviously don't like tests very much. You don't think about the tests.
Tests are a little bit boring. You know, like say drawing after 5 days.
Well, I wrote a stat down which is interesting because they were talking about how flat the pitches were, which is really interesting. They go, "Oh yeah, the pitches in Pakistan are really flat." I thought all cricket pitches were flat. I thought that was the whole idea of having.
Well, when they say flat, you know, it's flat obviously, but you know you can get a bit of grass on it. So flat wickets make it, you know, a better batting surface.
Okay. Well, just to give you a stat of how good cricket is, of all the test matches that's been staged in Pakistan through the years, 47% of them ended in a draw.
Well, there you go then.
With the tests, every Pakistan have been a draw. That's
people don't watch
amazing.
cricket.
Yeah, and it's what you can play for
motivation,
5 days.
Well, at least you get your money's worth, 5 days worth of cricket.
At least when you paint a house, it looks painted.
Well, not if you do it.
Okay, so there's not much on the cricket you can
I'm
interject.
sorry. I'll do some research for next week.
Yeah, for next week we want a
find
full
out, yeah.
a full rundown.
Sorry, cricket
It
fans.
will
Yeah,
be
sorry.
a full
The expert let
45
us down.
minutes.
So,
Test match cricket.
Mrs. Pope, can
Yeah.
you let your husband watch some golf, please? Cricket.
Golf. What's wrong with you with golf and cricket today?
It's because it's boring.
Golf's boring.
Cricket's boring. Cricket.
So that's the end of the cricket chat. Cheers for that, Dave.
Good
Big
night.
section. So boxing this weekend. We're running through this quite quick, but now this fight is interesting about what the three of you think. So we've got Fury Chisora this weekend.
3-0.
Boring.
So what is your opinion? Does it interest you as casual boxing fans? Are you excited about Fury Chisora?
Boring.
No.
Okay.
Not really, but if it's on,
Got us all excited then. I thought you were going to come out with some really exciting
I
stuff.
like Chisora. I think, you know, he likes a good slugfest, but I don't think Fury does. Fury just wants to sit back, jab, 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 jab.
You've got to be able to touch Fury to give him a slugfest.
Yeah, I know, but Chisora, I think, will get in there, get involved, you know, because...
What's the height difference? Anyone know?
No.
It's going to be
It's going to be quite. Well, we should know because we've seen the fight twice already. But
Just goes to show how interested they are.
it's quite substantial, I would imagine. Will you watch it?
Probably.
We'll all watch it because we like watching Tyson Fury fight. Because
Yeah.
he's a great
And heavyweights.
fighter.
I like
You never-
Chisora as well, though. But I'm
And
not as...
heavyweight boxing. You never know.
Chisora
One
is-
punch.
A crazy individual. So we managed Chisora for a while. Steve managed him for a while, and so we was with him when he threw the table at the press conference. He's
WWE?
it's just crackers. We was at a different press conference actually. We got a text from one of the reporters saying, "Have you seen what Chisora's done at the press conference?" It was like, "No." So then obviously jump on Twitter because Twitter is the best app to find out what's going on live, and obviously the video was there of him hurtling the table across.
And did you release him then after that?
No, we didn't release him. No, we only just signed him at that point. We'd only just signed management Steve. No, what happened with that, he was then called for a hearing in Cardiff. Steve had to go to the meeting with Chisora, and he was fined ultimately for throwing the table.
Didn't Eddie Hearn pay it?
Yeah, but Hearn paid it. Yeah,
Stitched him up, didn't
yeah.
he?
So, well, I didn't stitch him up. I
No,
think
but
it was,
they had Eddie Hearn was talking about it, and he said, "Yeah," he goes, "He never paid it." He goes, "I'm not paying it. You'll pay it."
Yeah.
basically.
So Hearn paid it, and it went on. But he's always good entertainment, Chisora, isn't he? You know he's
Yeah.
going to come, and you know he's not going to come, and he's not going to try and jab and box his way around for 12 rounds.
He's going to
Knocking
go
on
for
a bit now, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around a few. I mean, but it's interesting to see that you would think. Do you think it'll be stoppage? Do you think Fury will 1 out points? What do you think, Mr. Goebel?
Depends on what Fury's got coming up, I think. I'm not sure. Fury's not a knockout king anyway, is he? And he's going to take some knocking out Chisora. So it'll either be points or a lucky punch.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah, I think it'd be points. I think
points.
I think Tyson Fury. Sorry, Dave. I know you want to speak, but I think
Fine, just keep
Tyson
talking over
Fury
me.
will just do what he does and just keep it, and Chisora will try and go for it, but Tyson Fury's he's too big good for it, isn't he?
Put some money on some showboating.
Yeah, 100%.
Chisora's going to win. Going to knock Fury out with a lucky punch. There you go.
Do you honestly believe that?
9th round.
Dave,
Can you imagine?
Your
I wonder
chat
what the
here
odds
is
are
like
on
your
that.
Super
Can
6
you
predictions.
imagine?
Yeah.
They are so out there.
They are. And, you know,
Can you imagine if that?
That's why he's bottom of the league.
I'm slowly catching
Yep.
Smithy up.
Are you?
Yeah.
I've missed a few weeks.
Because I forget.
Did you do it today?
I did. I just don't post it anymore.
Yeah.
You're
I think so,
only
yeah.
2 points behind now, Kev.
2 points on you.
Yeah.
Am I?
I was 10 in front.
Yeah, I'd missed 2 weeks, I think.
You got 12 points last week. I got 4.
Yeah, you see. When I'm concentrating. But anyway, so do you
International
honestly think
football.
Chisora wins?
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll knock him out.
Can you imagine that?
You know he's
you
never been knocked
imagine
out,
that?
don't you?
Can you
Well,
imagine how that would
You know
rock?
Wilder could knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but there's always a first, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not going to be this weekend.
It could well be.
There's always
You are
a
a crazy
first.
man. Mr.
Yeah, I think Fury will just beat him up, slow him down, stop him between rounds 6 and 8. But we'll see. Unless he carries him, because there's that. He could carry him all the way through. Because obviously they got criticism for the fight. But yeah, it'll be
Are they
interesting
not
to
mates
see.
as well?
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
100% mates, yeah. And
Money making, isn't it?
yeah, which
It's all about the money.
yeah,
money.
I mean, so let me ask you this question: would you rather see Chisora? Would you rather see Fury fight Chisora if you couldn't see the big one? So you couldn't get AJ, you couldn't get him against Usyk. Would you prefer to see Fury with Chisora against someone like a Benjamin Franklin that fought Dillian White at the weekend? As a casual fan, does the Chisora fight appeal to you more than an fairly unknown American heavyweight?
Yeah, I think so. Someone you know, you're always going to want to watch a bit more, aren't you?
But that's only because you know them. I think after watching that Franklin fight, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Because I think he put a good effort of himself up. I've never seen him fight before, but after the Dillian White fight, I thought he did all right. I'd like to see a bit more of it.
So, but if that was made beforehand, if it was Fury versus Franklin, again, I know different levels, but in terms of that, would you got more interest in Fury Chisora than you would do someone you have never heard of?
I think it doesn't matter because your headline man's Fury.
Okay, so you'd watch it regardless.
Yeah.
And Kev?
Yeah, I think I agree with Lee there. I think you, as much as we're a bit like, oh, it's Chisora and Fury, I think you're still going to watch it because it's furious.
Because it's Fury.
I mean, the guy's an entertainer.
Nearly 30 quid a fight, though. It's a bit much, isn't it?
Well,
Yes,
that's if you pay
yes.
for it.
It's if you, of course, we pay for it. Of course, we pay all the fees that you have to do. Is it $24.99 or 30 quid?
27.
27. Wow, I should know that because I buy them all.
On a direct debit,
talking
just goes out the bank.
Talking of the fight, and we talked about Franklin, Dillian White versus I think Benjamin Franklin at the weekend. Is it Benjamin Franklin? I feel like Benjamin Franklin's an old American president.
He's on the note or something.
And it's
You're the boxer.
Yeah,
Franklin.
so
I can't remember his first name. Anyway, did we see the fight?
Franklin.
Yeah,
White
Mr. Franklin.
No, I watched the highlights today.
And
I was quite shocked, to be fair. I thought White looked like a different fighter to me. He just walked at him, not really swinging, trying to fight on the inside, but not really throwing any punches.
yeah, it was
But he didn't gas himself out, which maybe that's a something he wanted to try. I don't know.
yeah, it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
He took punches well.
Yeah,
White,
did you
They
see it,
both
Kev?
did.
No, unfortunately, I didn't see any of it.
No, okay,
Right,
a bit like
I'm-
cricket. Dave, I don't suppose you watched it. 'Cause
No, I didn't watch it.
no, okay. Have you watched any sport in the last
He was
week?
too busy
I watched
watching
the
the
England
cricket.
game.
Oh, you did? Okay. And there was a fight that's been announced a couple of days ago. Again, I just really want to get your thoughts on it. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Liam Smith coming in the 21st of January. Is it something you guys are aware of as a sort of outside boxing fans, or
Yes.
Yes.
Who made the 60% comment?
the 60% comment? When?
Said Iron needs to train to 60%. I don't know whether it was Eubank.
I think it must be Eubank because I think I read the comments
Bit of
today.
gob.
Liam Smith saying, "I hope he only does 50%." Or something like that. I assume it's Eubank.
Yeah.
If there's any controversial comments, I'd assume it's Eubank. Fight you're interested in? Know
Yeah.
much about Liam Smith or whatever? Or
Yeah, they're both good fighters. Be a good slug, I think.
it's a good fight
It's a good fight, I think, from the whole Conor Ben thing. I think it's a good fight.
for them to kick on with.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's a good one to start
yeah,
with next time,
Yeah,
definitely.
and I think it'd be good. I think it'd be a good fight.
And Dave,
Don't know anything about Liam Smith.
you don't? It's Liverpudlian from
Because I
Liverpool.
support Liverpool, don't mean I know every Liverpudlian.
Yeah, you
does it?
say you like cricket and you don't watch it.
Yeah.
I do watch it.
You
I
should
don't
know
watch
stuff
the
about
Test
the
match
city, though,
cricket,
Dave.
right?
They're best sportsmen and
Yeah.
stuff. Come on.
I didn't hear that, so I would choose to ignore it.
We know United's and Manchester's. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, because it's only Ricky Hatton, isn't it? Man City.
Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
Matthew
Say
Hatton was
the real
ringing
man.
up.
I didn't say box. I just said sportsman in general.
We can name them all.
Go for it.
No, we can't. We haven't got
Tyson
time.
Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury.
Done.
So yeah, you don't know much about it, so no interest is there.
Oh, I'll watch it because I like Eubank. Like you say, he's a bit controversial. He's very arrogant, like his old man, but he's very, very good. So,
Okay, so that wraps up the boxing chat. Now, Mr. Gover, you wasn't here last week. Last week
Not
we
in
did
person
the
anyway,
we did
fine.
the no you did make a
was very
telephone
good.
appearance.
Thank you.
So we run through, basically we introduced ourselves, our handicap, as you know, you did the same sort of thing, and we introduced our families a little bit in terms of our children and everything else like that. For you in particular, you have a daughter, Daisy, and a son, Jackson, but Daisy has some complications.
She does, apart from me as her father.
Apart from you as a father, which is a biggest burden, to be honest with you.
Most people's burdens, to be fair.
I know we're going to talk about it in a bit more depth later on. I think it's a really good thing to talk about to bring more exposure and knowledge around the issues.
Massively, because that's the biggest concern for us as families is just getting exposure to it, because it is super rare.
Okay, so can you just give us an outline without going too in depth, because we'll save that for another time, but a little bit about Daisy's conditions and what she has and how you deal with it. And also, I know there's a sparkle draw coming up.
Yes.
So yeah, the mic is yours.
It's really difficult to start. Very brief outline. She's got a genetic condition called ataxia telangiectasia, which is a big mouthful. A lot of doctors have never heard of it, to be fair. We shorten it to AT. The doctors shorten it to AT, those that know what they're talking about anyway. If anyone wants to know anything, if you just put the AT Society into Google, it will come out of a charity called the AT Society, which is the Ataxia Telangiectasia Society. You'll be able to get all the information you need to know about the condition, etc., to give you a bit of a brief outline, because it is very complicated. There's about 500 people in the country that have got it, that we know of. It's very rare, very hard to find. I believe it's expensive to find out that you've got it, but obviously I don't know. It's a two-sided condition. It affects the mobility and the immune system. It's pretty shit, but we march on every day, doing what we can, getting through what we can. It's because it's so rare, there is no cure as such. There is preventions in place, but it will never cure the condition. Every day all we can do is get on and see what that day brings you, and
let's be honest, you smash it.
Yeah,
all of you smash it.
That's definitely one thing we talked about a little bit earlier off air, Lee, about having a podcast to talk about it in particular. It'd be good if we can get your wife Terry on the podcast as well, so we can really drill down into what you have to go through, because we're pals. We know what the pair of you.
I think getting both our sides of it would be good, because I'm optimistic as a person and she's pessimistic as a person, so it's a great mix, because we get both sides of the story.
Yeah,
but it does bring some challenges.
Yeah, and it's difficult, and I think it's really important to do that, because as Kev said, the pair of you do a great job, and it's not easy. Parenting's not hard. Parenting's not easy anyway, when you've got extra things to deal with, and also Daisy smashes it. I think so. Amazing.
She does.
I mean,
We
should all be more like Daisy. But I know the societies and the charities are vitally important to anyone that suffers from AT. And I know they've got a sparkle draw, a Christmas raffle coming up.
A Christmas raffle thing every year. Usually they do hardback tickets, which I usually try and push. But obviously they're not doing that this year. They're doing it via online. And we're going to stick a link up on the podcast thing, so you lot can have a look if you fancy it. Stick some money in.
Yeah, so
good prizes actually. Money, 500 quid, and weekends away and all sorts.
So if you're watching it on YouTube, we'll stick a link in the description. If you're watching it on, if you're listening to it on one of the podcast channels, you will have to try and find your way to the YouTube channel to find the description to put it there. But again, trying to stress to those that this is vitally important to the people that suffer from AT, and simple little draws like this and simple things.
It's more than the people that suffer to it as well. It's the families, and they do so much, the AT Society. Just even for families that live in like islands and stuff, They pay for travel for the families to come over to this country to have tests and research centres and etc. etc. So it's they are massive and be good for some help.
So we know times are hard for everybody at the moment, but if you can spare a few quid to support this Sparkle draw, which sounds amazing, by the way.
Yeah, always nice being part of a draw, something to win.
Get your wallet out, Mr. Pope.
Some good prizes.
Always out.
Very good
Always
prizes,
out.
to be fair.
Yeah, so it's so to check that out for sure. Lee, I definitely want to, as I said, do more about that for sure. I think it needs a podcast of its own, because there's so much to talk about. So please get in contact with that if you can and support the charity. Gents, we're about 45 minutes. I think we've wrapped up most things that we wanted to talk about. Is there anything anyone wants to bring up?
Just one thing. Did anyone see Muhammad Ali's grandson fighting in MMA at the weekend?
MMA, he's a boxer, isn't he?
No, his grandson.
His
grandson?
Yeah,
his grandson's a boxer.
MMA. He knocked someone out.
Did
Have a
he?
look. Yeah, really good
Well,
knockout.
I've seen him fight boxing and knocked people out as well.
He can do both, I guess.
You can do both, can't you? Because MMA is a bit of boxing, a bit of everything, and knocked him
Do you know his name?
Muhammad Ali's
he's actually got
grandson.
his name, hasn't he? No, I think he has actually used his. He does
Has he?
use his
Oh.
name.
The reason I think he's got two. I think one's a boxer and one's a MMA fighter.
I'm sure he must have more than 2 grandchildren.
Yeah.
He's got a daughter. He's
Contraception
got a
back
few
then
daughters.
wasn't great, was it? I bet.
I think he's got one of them does MMA and one does boxing. They're both good prospects, I think.
Yeah.
But I'll research.
I don't know. But
I'll
no,
look
I haven't
it up,
seen it.
Dave.
Obviously bad, was it?
It was a very good knockout. Yeah, excellent, done well. Guy didn't know what came and got him, but yeah, happy days.
Anyone else? Anything to any more for any more?
Not for me. It's been
No?
a very quiet week with illness and children and illness.
Okay, so before next week, we will catch up with everything that's happened in the World Cup beforehand. Hopefully, are we playing golf at the weekend?
Fingers
I
crossed,
am.
yeah, as long as there's no rain.
You are.
You
Lee's not.
Not for me.
You
No,
playing
Money
KC?
Penny's not. Yeah, I think so.
We got a competition soon, haven't we? Turkey trot.
Oh, yeah, Turkey Trot. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Let's quickly
When
talk
is
about that.
that?
So we've
Oh,
got
it's
the
next
11th. The 11th.
It's next week.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. What's going on?
After the night out.
Yeah, after the night out. So, on the 11th of December, just quickly before I think, we are entered into our local tournament, which is a competition at Chalgrave Manor Golf Course. It is a
Very silly Christmas tournament.
very silly Christmas tournament. Basically, it's 2 clubs and a putter to do the whole round. Just quickly going round, which 2 clubs are you going to use?
Well, I'm not actually playing,
But
but I would probably take my driver and 7-iron, and obviously my putter.
Okay. Kev?
I'm 4-iron and my 7-iron at the minute.
Okay.
Driver and pitching wedge.
But it could change.
I can hit my pitching wedge as far as you can
Yep.
hit your 7-iron, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. to
7-iron's
be
a
fair.
very utility club as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I'm probably going to go driver and maybe 8 or 9 potentially.
It's utility if you hit your 7-iron 150 yards.
Yeah. I do hit mine 170 yards. Well, a bit less than that probably.
It's
If the truth be
cold,
known.
It's wet. It's not going to have the runoff.
But there's only one of us who's got a long drive championship trophy on their shelf. We'll leave that for another night. All right, boys, thank you very much.
Lucky
We'll join again next week and chat through more shite. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, gents.
No worries.
Nice
Thanks
to be here.
nice for joining us. Thanks for everyone that commented and liked last time. Comments and likes really help the algorithm of YouTube. So if you can drop a
Subscribe.
comment below, subscribe, like, comment, all that thing. If you want to put on there who you think the best looking person on this podcast is, it's Kevin and then Campion is Campion. Just for those of you that want to put it in. Gents, thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Cheers.
care.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Take it easy.
Good night.